Stay tuned for a special offer for our earliest customers. If you've arrived here because you're interested in hiring a caregiver for your family, you've come to the right place. Hi, my name is Joe. I own a successful senior care business in one of the largest metros in the country. My guess is you are the adult child or grandchild of a senior that can't live safely in their home anymore, but isn't quite ready to leave. I bet you've spoken to an agency like mine and found that the price is just too high. This is a common problem and why you and I are here today. What if I told you that I could show you how to cut the cost of getting a caregiver by 30, even 60% as compared to using an agency? For example, let's say you need someone 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. If the agency charges you only $20 an hour, that's over $41,000 per year. And then what if I told you that by following my simple program, you could easily put $15,000 and very possibly more back in your pocket? $15,000. I'm not asking you to do anything illegal like skipping taxes or hiring undocumented workers. In fact, I've included an estimation for the taxes in the calculations I used above. And guess what? You can still pay the caregiver more than most agencies will pay. And that means you have a better chance of getting and keeping better caregivers. Keep in mind that because some labor laws vary from state to state, I do suggest you talk to an attorney and an accountant before you start, but you're still going to save thousands and thousands of dollars. How can I save this much money? We're just eliminating the middleman. That's me. Let me show you how it works. When an agency charges you $20 an hour for a caregiver, about half of that is the hourly wage to the caregiver. The rest of that is taxes, insurance, administrative staff salary, marketing costs, overhead for the office. You get the picture. The point is, you can put most of that money right back into your pocket. But let's back up a step. Let me say thank you first. Thank you for caring enough about your elders to look into getting help for them. I've been right where you are today, confused about what to do and how to do it, all the while watching the decline of someone I love. These were the hardest times of my life, and I know the story because I've lived it and I hear it literally every day. At some point, your mom or your dad or your grandparent just isn't able to do all the things she used to be able to do. I mean, it happens to everybody. Eventually, the house became too much for her to do alone. You tried to help. You did help. But there's so much to try to manage with your immediate family. There's work and other obligations. There's definitely no time for you, and the quality of everything else is suffering. Now you need help to help with your mom. You've contacted an agency only to find that they charge anywhere from $16 to $25 an hour. Your mom can't afford that. And even if she could, should she? Isn't it worth looking into other options? You could try hiring the lady down the street. But what do you really know about her? Has she been in jail? Does she abuse drugs or alcohol? You could place an ad in the newspaper. But what would you say? Have you ever done an interview before? What would you ask them? Would those be the right questions to ask? What are you really trying to find out? What makes a good caregiver anyway? This is where I come in. Like most everything else, as they say, it's easy when you know how. Well, it may not be easy, but it sure is doable when you have the instructions to follow. The Caregiver Hiring Secrets ebook is just that set of instructions. We take you through the steps to find a caregiver, right through hiring her. Most importantly, we give you the knowledge that only someone in my line of business would know. For example, do you know why it's important that you limit the amount of personal property that your caregiver brings into your home? Or why drug testing is so important? And surprisingly, the answer isn't so you can see if the applicant is taking drugs. Would you even know how to test someone for drugs? It's these insider tips that make this manual easily worth many, many times the asking price. In the manual, we'll cover how to identify the specific needs of the senior, how to handle recruiting, the interview, criminal background checking, drug testing, and so much more. The manual is written with an eye towards practicality. There's no fluff in here. It's all information you need to put a caregiver to work in your home. And because so much changes so quickly these days, there are dozens of web-linked resources for you as well. Things like free resources to begin your background checking, to regional data for caregiver costs. The only other way I know to get this much information about hiring a caregiver would be to spend the tens of thousands of dollars needed to buy your own senior care franchise, and clearly you don't need to do that. Now for that bonus. This is a very limited time offer, but for now, in addition to the Caregiver Hiring Secrets Manual, I'll be offering the collection of essential caregiver hiring forms at no additional cost. That's right, in addition to our manual that leads you through the process, you'll get our collection of 7 essential forms and text that will save you tons of time and money. You'll receive the recruiting ad text, senior assessment and care plan, job application, caregiver job description, background check authorization, caregiver acknowledgement, and even the critical interview questions that benefit from my specific industry knowledge. There's nothing on the market now that does all I do to help you get ready to hire a caregiver and save thousands in the process. Absolutely nothing. So here's the catch. This offer for the manual and the forms package is part of a marketing experiment. We intend to increase the price until we reach a price that makes sense. Simply put, we're trying to figure out how much people will pay to save thousands of dollars. The price you see now is valid now. If you come back tomorrow, you may see a higher price. And that may increase the day after. So what are you waiting for? You need a caregiver, and now you know you don't need to pay the high agency rates to get one. You get the insider secrets to doing it yourself for less than a couple tickets to a ball game. Act now. Lock in the price, save thousands of dollars, and get the help your family needs. Click below to get started. And thanks for listening.